So I'm gonna tell you all a story about how I got from Rock Springs, Oregon, to Cheyenne, Oregon, on a third tank of gas. So this morning I got up, right, and I was like, I got $1 and pennies. I'm gonna go get me some coffee with it. I deserve that, so I'm gonna go get me some coffee. Uh, Went over to Rock Springs, Oregon, right there at the McDonald's, and on the way there's a gas station on the right hand side. Some lady's just sitting there yelling at her dog with her hood pop, and she's like, "Cheeky, cheeky, come here!" And she's yelling at her dog to come here. Her dog's running all over the fucking gas station, almost getting hit by a car and shit. I was like, oh my god, that lady's a mess. I said, all right, whatever. If she's there, I'm gonna mind my own business. But if she's there, when I come back, I'm gonna help stop and see if she needs some help or something. So I went to McDonald's right there, and then I got my coffee and shit, and I was coming back, and I went up to the gas station. I'm like, parked for a second and looking at her and stuff, and she's like, excuse me, you know about cars? And I say, yeah, a little bit, not too much. And she's like, oh, can I ask you a question? And I say, yeah, you can ask me all the questions you need to get out of a rough spot. And she's like, okay. And she goes, can you come here real quick? I say, yeah. So I turn off the car, come over there, dogs are barking. I'm like, shut up, man. And they keep trying to bark at her stupid chihuahua. Her chihuahua's still running all over the place. So I grabbed her little chihuahua and I gave it to her. And I'm like, here, order this dog real quick. And I'm like, what's up? What's going on with your car? And I'm like, I got two pit bulls in there. They would love to eat that dog for breakfast. And she's like, oh my God. And she held her dog all close. So I said, all right, what's going on? And she's like, well, I don't know. My car just stopped running. And she's like, yeah, all the steam started coming out. And I said, steam? Like what? From the engine or where? From what part? And she's like, from this part. And she pointed to like where the radiator was. So I said, oh, really? And I was like, you know what, it might be. And I said, some water got on the radiator or something, and blew the radiator or something. I said, maybe your radiator is blown. And I said, well, let me try to start it up. And she goes, here. And she goes, the keys are in there. And I said, all right. So I jump in there, and I try to start it up. And it wouldn't start. And so I was like, yeah, this is a radiator. I said, it seems like it's a radiator. And I opened up the fucking radiator cap and looked in afterwards, which I should have done first. But I looked in afterwards, and I was like, no, yeah, there's no fluid in here. I said, you gotta put water, or you gotta put radiator fluid in here with the mix with the water and stuff. If it's the concentrate, and if it's not, then you gotta put some radiator fluid in here, like already mixed. And she said, oh, really? And she's like, it was full when I left. I said, oh, yeah. And I said, that's where that steam was. It was your fucking radiator fluid coming out. I said, when your radiator fluid came out and it hit the hot radiator and then it fucking turned into steam. And she's like, oh man, so what does that mean? And I go, that means you don't got a radiator no more. And she's like, I need a radiator. I said, yeah, you need a radiator. And she's like, oh man, how much do these shops charge to fix it? And I was like, probably like 300. And she's like, really, just to fix the radiator? And I said, yeah. And she goes, oh man, if I was at home, I could get it done for cheap. And I said, I'll do it for cheap. And she's like, you know how to do it? I said, yeah, I sure do. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, how much would you charge me to do it? And I said, what you got? And she's like, how much you need? And I said, all right, well, I need enough to get at least to the next town. And then there's a 24-hour fitness. I could go whenever I want to take showers and shit and hang out next to water and stuff. And she's like, oh, yeah, I got you. I said, all right, cool. So I didn't even ask how much. I was like, all right, cool, thanks. And then I said, well, let's go check out how much the radiator is. So she jumped in my little vehicle and shit, her and her dog. And my dogs kept trying to get her dog. And it was a big old hassle trying to drive and listen to her stories. But I mean, I did. And my dogs fucking acted crazy the whole time. And I was trying to control them. And that was a problem. And yeah, it was just one big headache. And then finally, we get a radiator, and I tell the guy what's wrong, and he says, yeah, it's radiator. I say, yeah, no, I figure. And then he goes, all right, well, what do you need? We need radiator fluid, da, da, da. I'm like, I got some radiator fluid. I'll give her mine, don't trip. And he's like, all right, so the radiator by itself is, I think he said $90 or some shit for a Honda. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I said, so it's $90. She's like, I don't got that much. And I'm like, dude, you better come up with it because you ain't going nowhere without no radiator. She's like, hold on, I got a card. So she hits it with a card. Out of nowhere, she has a card. So she pulls out her card, she pays for a boom. Fucking, we get the radiator, we go back, she's like, oh, here, while I was in there, because when she started paying for stuff, I just walked out. So I was like, this ain't my problem. She needs to get her radiator and come outside, you know what I mean? Like, I'll do the rest, but you got to get your own shit, you know? I ain't got the money like that. So I just walked out. I let her deal with it. She busted out her card and paid for it. And when we get back, I replaced the radiator and stuff, and it took like maybe, to replace that radiator, it took like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And, finally started up. Boom! I had to give her a jump. Started it up because she killed the battery. Started it up. When it started it up, she's like, "Oh my God, thank you! You're a lifesaver." And she's like, "God must have sent you." I said, "Buddha or somebody, huh?" And I said, "You got good karma, girl." And she's like, "Oh, you're Buddhist?" And I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's good karma for you." I go, "No, that's good karma for you because you got something good for it." And she started laughing. She's like, "No, here's $40. You're gonna make it to the next town. All right, there's your good karma." I was like, "That is good karma." All right, cool. I said, "Thank you very much." And then she said, "Oh, which way you going?" And I was like, "I'm going east." And she's like, "Oh, I'm going west. I'm going to Cali." I was like, "Yeah, I just came from there like years ago and I'm not going back there. Not no time soon." And she was like, "Oh, okay, well, maybe I'll see you on the road." I said, "Maybe you will, and maybe you won't." I was like, "You and little Chiggy have a good day." And I boned out, and she boned out. And that's the story of how I made $40 to get to the next spot. And now I'm here in Cheyenne. No, yeah, Cheyenne.